Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. Today, Week 12 of the NFL season is upon us, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Throwing at the outset, here's Mahomes. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Good hands there defensively. That's second down. You look at this Raiders defense. They really played well in that win last week against Miami.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. Well, this defense for the Raiders very strong in that victory a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 27-yard line. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
And a loose football, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds, because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
A run by Pacheco on 2nd down. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Mahomes going to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
This gets to the goal line. You got to be very careful when the offense calls rub routes. When I call a pick, trying to screen you off from your coverage, does a nice job of avoiding that and helping force an incompletion.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Mahomes now to throw. And he's got it. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are on the board first here in Vegas. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Slot man moves right. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. You talk about this Chiefs defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They go play action with Wilson. They'll roll him out right. Oh, what was he thinking there? It's easily intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. CD, what a sensational start for this defense. Instead of just forcing the 3 and out, which they were about to do, they pick it off and take it in for the score.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't just settle for the standard good way to start a game. They started in dramatic fashion. Take it away, score points, and guess what? They'll be flying to go back out there on defense again after that play.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. Here's Wilson. Open man is Myers. And he's got this down to the 35. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
A first carry here for Kene Nwangwu. And not much running room. Down to the 32. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here comes 3rd down and 7. To throw is Wilson. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. George Karlaftis able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Already up 2 touchdowns. How about that drive killer of a sack there to add to their good play? This offense coming away with no points now when some kind of score was desperately needed.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big pickup of 38.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner, great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That thing blown up by the defensive effort of Chandler Jones. Nothing the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. Throwing now is Mahomes. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw, it's Mahomes. Here's a diving catch right side. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Pacheco. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
And they'll run again. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Isaiah Pacheco, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now 21-0. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Let's go.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Second and 11 now. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
Escaping the pressure right, and he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
And down here, 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
On 2nd down, they'll run with White, and he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
Partner's been my experience that after 2 stops like that near the goal line, defenses only become bolder. They don't back off at all. I think they continue to bring pressure and force them to make a really big play against them.
Had the incompletion, then the run for no gain. Let's see now. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Wilson. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. That will bring up 4th down and an 11-yard loss to boot. The kick by Carlson is good, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. They juked him. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now here's Mahomes. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Pacheco headed right. Oh, look at the juke. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 24. 42 yards rushing for him now to this point.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Nate Hobbs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
This guy, every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. On 1st down, Wilson. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll send Adams in motion left. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Play action. Now Wilson. He's got Hooper on the short connection. And he'll be taken down well before the 1st at about the 36-yard line. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. Waiting on it will be Richie James. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Chiefs are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
At the 15-yard line.
2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On play action, it's Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
A pass complete downfield. It's Valdez-Scantling. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw caught by Tony. He's going to be brought down there in the field of play, and the clock will run, no timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, just a 32-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good, and that will do it for this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this 3rd quarter of action. And no run back here as the 3rd quarter will commence with a touchback. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. A 3rd down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
James now to return it. A great return there of 22 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. A quick throw caught by Rice. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Nate Hobbs there to bring him down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Pacheco gets it again on second down.
And a short gain down to about the 33. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Here's Mahomes to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 17-yard line. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Quick slant to Valdez-Scantling. And the Chiefs are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
On first and goal, they'll try the option left. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a third time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
Here's Mahomes, third and goal. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City.
Isaiah Pacheco
with his third touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season.
And the Chiefs are able to stretch out their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual. I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas first down. Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful. Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Wilson. Flush to his right. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
If they want it first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. Now Wilson. And that's complete to Adams. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring up fourth down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And the Chiefs will take over here just shy of the 30. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. 91 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On first down now, run with McKinnon. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The offense on third down, they have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but They'll take the 3, and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number.
The football comes out. Jacobs lost it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. They go play action with Wilson. Slant to Adams. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end. And that play going nowhere. Third down and 13. Throwing again here, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. The Raiders try it on fourth down, but to no avail. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. So they've gone for it twice now on fourth down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
122 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Second and 7 from the 20. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 15-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
Andy Reid, some say always unpredictable, and here he says we're going for it on 4th down. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points. So they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
What are you doing, really? I swear I'm leaving the city if y'all don't score.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. And they will take a knee here.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second.